So in this video, I want to walk through the setup of this workflow. OnceHub call booked to CRM. So you should get into N8N and create a new workflow. After creating a new workflow, make sure you rename this to OnceHub call booked to CRM. So once you rename the workflow, the file we need to upload into the workflow is provided in the description below. You just need to come here, click import from file, then select it. Then all of these steps needed to complete this workflow will be added. So we have a couple of notes here explaining what this workflow does. This workflow automates the process of capturing new bookings from OnceHub and creating or updating contacts and opportunities in Go High Level, which is our CRM. It ensures that every new appointment is accurately reflected in the CRM, assigned to the correct users, and placed in the appropriate sales pipeline stage. So that pretty much covers what everything here does. So as I said, this workflow connects OnceHub to our CRM. So the first step we need to do is set up our webhook. But before that, make sure after you upload the file, save the workflow. After saving, you need to get the webhook. So select this, then go to production, copy the webhook link. Then you should also log into OnceHub. If you are yet to create a OnceHub account, you can refer to our previous video and that to create one and set everything up. So here on the right-hand side towards the top after logging in, you should go to API and webhooks. Then you will be redirected to this page. So once you are redirected to this page, you need to grab the API key and copy the API key. The next step is we need to go to developers.oncehub.com, then navigate to API reference, and we should also make sure this here, version 2.0 is selected. So you navigate to API reference, scroll to the very bottom on the left-hand side, and create the webhook. We already covered part of this in an earlier introductory course, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to walk through this another step again. So if you've done it already, you can just ignore this step. Again, our API that we copied, we need to paste that here. Then here is where we'll paste the URL for our webhook. So I'm just going back into the workflow, copy the webhook URL, and paste it here. Then I also need to name it appropriately. So I'll grab the name of the workflow, OnceHub call booked to CRM, copy this, then go back here and paste. I'm also going to add production at the end. And for the event, because this is for a booked call, we are going to be adding booking scheduled. Don't worry, we'll add all these event triggers in the description. So for this, it should be booking scheduled. So come back here and we paste booking scheduled here. So once again, we grab our API key, we add on API key here, we add our webhook URL here, and we add the name of our webhook and add production at the end of it. And we add this booking scheduled event here, then we click try it. So we can see that it is successful, status 200. As you can see, it has been created here. So if we go back into OnceHub on our API page and we refresh, we should see that the webhook has popped up there. As you can see, OnceHub call booked to CRM production. If you also want to add the test webhook link, we'll come here, select test, and copy. We'll do the exact same step, but our API key is already here. So I need to remove this and paste. And instead of production, this one we are doing test, and booking scheduled should remain the same, and click try it. As you can see, it has been created. If you come back to our API page and refresh, as you can see, our webhook here has been created. So that's the very first step, connecting our webhook to OnceHub. So once that is done, we need to go back into our booking calendars. Again, if you don't know how to create these booking calendars, we have a separate video where we introduce OnceHub, but here is where you create a booking calendar. For this calendar, there's just one thing we need to note if you want to collect phone numbers. Here in the booking form, we could either use this field, but this field is optional to the customer that comes on your page to book a call. So we either use this or we can add a phone field here. If you are adding a phone field, let's make sure we are adding the phone field second to the last. It is very important for the automations that if we are going to be adding a phone field, we should add it second to the last. And if we also want to use OnceHub SMS to send out notifications and all of that, we need to use this. So again, this field is optional and I'm going to demonstrate why and how. So if we need to collect a phone number compulsorily, we need to make sure we add this phone step second to the last, and we probably name this phone, and we can make it required and save. Let's also type here, enter your phone number and save. So I'm going to demonstrate and show you why we just did this. So if I come to the page designer, I can grab the URL here and open the page. So I'm just going to select a random time. Let's say on the 28th, 9 a.m., confirm. So as you can see our name, email, and phone number field is here. So you can collect all the information. But if we collect a phone number field here, we can only use OnceHub to send out SMS notifications. So if we go to settings and click guest notifications, you can see that email notifications are on. It's because we didn't turn on SMS notifications. So if I turn on SMS notification for meeting scheduled, then I refresh the page and save. Then if I go back to my calendar and I refresh this, then select a random time, as you can see, this pops up here. SMS notifications. If they select OK, they also have an option to enter another phone number here. But again, if we must collect the phone number, it is important to add the phone number field here, second to the last. And if we want to use OnceHub to send out SMS notifications, we have to turn on SMS notifications in settings. And when they are booking a call, they can opt in to receive SMS notifications and type in their phone number. This is the phone number they will receive their SMS notifications on. If you have any questions about this, you can let us know in the chat or comment section and we'll address your problems. So let's continue with the workflow. Now that we've connected OnceHub to our workflow, we need to turn our workflow on. We could turn on the test. So for the test URL, you just click listen for test event and unpin. Now I'm just going to book a test appointment just to make sure it is working well. So I'm just going to put in Emmanuel John, my email, phone number, just turn off this, then schedule. As you can see, my meeting's confirmed. If we go back into N8N, you'll see that our webhook should have gotten our test event. As you can see, Emmanuel John, EJ click to close.ai, and our phone number is here as well. Again, if you add a phone number, it is very, very, very important we add it second to the last, just before the SMS notification, so that we don't break the automations, so that the automations work as they should. Now that we have our test event, the next thing we need to do is make sure we set all of these parameters. So we can leave this. This is coming from the booking. The customer's time zone is also coming from the booking, but company ID, call book to database, go high level workflow, private integration token, owner time zone, and pipeline stage are going to be filled by us. And I'm going to walk through how we are going to get each and every single one of this information. For our company ID, the easiest way possible, you have to go back into Go High Level and right click and inspect. Once you are inspecting, make sure you select network. Here, I need to make sure I'm on the agency section. You have to make sure you are on the agency section, not at the sub-account section. Once you are in the agency level, if you look on the console here, you can see company ID. Just need to search and check until you see company ID. Once you see it, select payload, and you can see company ID itself. So just copy the company ID, go back into your workflow and paste your company ID. Then for call book to database go high level workflow, to get this, here at the top, we've already created a node for you to get all the workflows in Go High Level and their ID. So you just select this, then make sure you add in your location ID. To get your location ID, just go to your sub-location of Go High Level. As you can see, this is my location ID. So I'm just going to copy this, go back into the workflow, and paste the location ID. Then make sure that our Go High Level authentication has been selected. If you need help on how to create the Go High Level connection to N8N, we already explained this in the Go High Level videos in this course. So make sure Go High Level connection selected here. Also make sure to add your location ID. Then we test. So once we test, we just need to find call book to database. I'm just going to copy it. Then here we just search for that workflow. As you can see, the workflow pops up here. All you just need to do is copy the ID that we find here, and we go back here and paste. So for the private integration token, we need to go back into Go High Level, go into our agency view, then go to settings. Then you should see private integrations. You just need to create a new one. We can name it anything you want. Then for scope, the major scopes we need are just to view user and to edit user and create and confirm. Once we confirm, we will just copy our private integration token, go back here, and paste. The next thing we need to select is our time zone. So what time zone is our company working in? So to do that, we just need to come to the top here and go to settings, and here just select the right time zone. So let me change this to Los Angeles and save. Once we save that, we need to refresh. Then we come back here and you see that the time zone has changed to Los Angeles. Then the pipeline stage appointment scheduled ID. So here we already have a node here to make it easier for you to get this. So we select this node, make sure your Go High Level connection is selected here, and you also add your location ID here and you just test. Once you test, what we are looking for is appointment scheduled. As you can see, we've seen appointment scheduled. You just need to copy the ID and paste it here. So the pipeline value, if you are assigning a value to all of your leads, like let's say if the lead converts is worth maybe like $500 or $1,000, this is where you put it. But if you are not assigning a value to each lead, you don't need to do this. So my pipeline value, I'm just going to add, let's say 500. I think we already got everything. So once everything is filled, we just save. We already lost our test data, so let's just book another one. So just go back to executions and let's just book another one. So click on listen for test event. And I'm going to try to book another call. So let's say 2:30 p.m. confirm. Emmanuel John, my email, ej.click2close.ai, and phone number, and schedule. So if we go back and you see that it should have captured our booking. So we're just going to test this workflow. So let's test this. Okay, everything's fine here. So this step is because our clients might be in different time zones. What this step does is it's going to convert the time to the customer's time zone and also convert the time to our own time zone. So OnceHub API will only give us the booking time in UTC time. So what this code is going to do, it's going to convert the appointment time to our own time zone and also convert it to the customer's time zone. So for example, the starting time is Friday, June 27th at 2:30 p.m. in the customer's time zone, but in our own time zone is June 27th at 6:30 in the morning. So that's what our code is going to do. So here this code is just going to get the person on our team who is going to take the call with the lead. And the reason why we do this is so that we can assign the lead to the person inside our CRM. So here is where we create the contact inside our CRM. We are sending all the information to our CRM, the email, phone number, appointment ID, start time, the date and time it was scheduled, the lead time, and the contact name. Also here, we are going to add the contact into our workflow where we are going to send follow-ups or reminders. If I go into Go High Level just to show you the workflow, as you can see, this is the workflow call book to database. So when the contact gets into the workflow, we tag the contact as booked a call. Here we update the opportunity, we remove from any other workflow they're not supposed to be in, and we add one to a custom field tracking how many calls they've booked. Then here we send information to our funnel flows. Then if you want to add reminders and all of that, we can link all of that through this workflow. So this is where we add the contacts into this workflow. So to add a contact, just click test. So once we add to the workflow, we check if there's already an opportunity assigned to the lead. If there's an opportunity already assigned, it pops up the opportunity, but if there's none, it returns an empty field. So we check if an opportunity exists. If it does, we just update it and assign the lead to the correct person. Remember, on this step, we used this step to find the sales rep on our team who will be taking the meeting. We use this information to get the person's account inside Go High Level, and here we are using this step to assign the lead to the person. So this pretty much covers the entire process of setting up this workflow. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know and we'll address them. If there are things you want us to add into this video as well, feel free to let us know and we'll do our best to adjust as well. Thank you.